have meant the world to us. There aren't a lot of AM radio stations and their listeners who support queer creators like you do. So thanks for listening, and here's to another excellent year of progressive radio and queer progressive radio.
Eat Local Minnesota is a great way to find locally owned Minnesota restaurants and food purveyors. You'll find high-quality food and unique eating experiences with dishes from around the world. Just visit eatlocalminnesota.com for your next meal. Crooner Supper Club invites you to Maggie's Lounge, an exciting new bar lounge. It's open Wednesdays through Sundays beginning at 4:30 for cocktails and light fare. And you don't need a ticket to enjoy the great atmosphere of Maggie's. So stop by Crooner Supper Club off Moore Lake and Highway 65 for dinner, drinks, and live music from both big-name local and national artists. Cafe Latte combines a cafe dining experience with gourmet quality food. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 24, then Wednesday sunshine with a high of 45.
Vinaigrette can add the perfect complement to your next home-cooked meal. Taste test their wide selection of oils and vinegars, and they'll bottle it for you right on the spot. Vinaigrette is located at 50th and Xerxes in South Minneapolis. Check them out at vinaigrettemn.com.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story. This is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun. Thank you very much for joining me on this Tuesday evening. We have a lot to talk about tonight, and it's very exciting. Though I do have to say, I'm having a hard time seeing tonight because I trimmed my. I've been telling everybody this. I trimmed my, lack of a better term, beard. And I for some reason, I don't know why, but I have so much beard hair in my eyes. What is going on? It's like, was I blowing a fan in my face while I was, trimming it or something? I don't know what's going on. It happens every time this way. And I feel like that we're in such a trust circle here that I feel like that I can share this with all of you out there. And I really appreciate it. And boy, we got a lot going on tonight. It's I think, I'm going to look at this to my dear friends who are my guests tonight. I'm looking at this as a great big celebration. I'm going to talk about why I think so here in a moment. But tonight, I'm really excited. We have the return of the French Quarter medium, Maria Shaw, as well as the owner of Charvinity and Metamorphosis Connections, Char Savoie, that you may have heard on such programs as this one. And we are going to be we're just going to have a great time tonight because we are going to talk about a great event that is coming up here. And it's going to be happening this weekend, and it's called the Charvinity Psychic Healing Fair, featuring Maria Shaw. That is this Saturday and Sunday, both 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Maria and Char, welcome to GhostBox Radio.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. It's so good to have you both on. I always look forward to this because, we talk about what's coming up in the fair, which is really exciting, but we also get to just talk about what's going on with the universe. And that is such a fun thing to do because obviously it is so important, but it's always so positive when you both are on. So I'm really excited.
Well, I'm excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about astrologically, so I'm very happy to share it.
Absolutely. Now, I want to kind of first of all, I have to say, I now this weekend, because I'm going to be there this weekend. This is the fourth one I think that I am attending, and every single one of them has been so much fun. There's so many good things about it, but this time it's a little bit different. And Char, what's so different about this one?
Well, this year I am spearheading the Psychic and Healing Fair, which I'm super excited about. And it's been a lot of fun to connect with a lot of the local readers and healers, especially the ones that have been doing this since Maria started, and then some new faces as well, which is going to be really fun. So it's been a lot of fun collecting this variety of services to provide this weekend. And I'm so excited because there's some things that I haven't seen there before. So I'm really hope that everybody else is going to really enjoy some new faces and some new services, and just have a great time.
I'm going to be honest. I can't sneeze without seeing something about this weekend's fair, and I think that's a good thing, obviously. But I mean, it's kind of, it feels like that there's really a. It's once again, what everything has been so great, but this is a fresh approach. What is it about it that it just, what ignites you, Char, to kind of just with your thinking and your idea of marketing? Because I'm hearing you do stuff that I feel like is really fun and unique, and I often wonder where these ideas come from, because I sit and watch you quite a bit, and you come up with stuff, and I'm just like, I wish I came up with that.
I don't know. Stuff just kind of pops in my head, and then I see if I can do it, and if I can, I do it. And I think I just decided I am just going to put everything out there. I'm going to do everything I possibly can and see what works and what doesn't work and what catches people's eyes. And I just went all out and tried everything I possibly can think of, and went at it pretty hardcore. So I'm really proud of how much I put into it, and I'm pretty sure that's a lot of the Virgo in me. So
Sure.
going out there and doing it all, but it's been fun, and I've surprised myself a little bit at some of the things that I've been able to do, and I just like it. It's been a lot of fun.
You could be a case study in personal growth. Honestly, I think so. And Maria, you're coming out here in the dead of winter being like 45, 50 degrees now in Minnesota. So that's something. I mean, that's kind of fun. And you're going to be out here. When do you come out here?
I'm bringing the warm weather with me. It's supposed to be 80 this week here in New Orleans, so I'm bringing some warm weather with me. I read the weather forecast and I'm very pleased. But before I'm going to be flying in Thursday night, and then I just want to say Char has been doing a fantastic job. You're right, you can't sneeze or cough or pee without seeing a promo or an advertisement. It is fabulous. She's doing a fabulous job. A lot of the readers are promoting too, and every time you turn on social media, you'll see something about the fair. So I know how hard it is, because I've been doing this for 31 years, to promote and advertise and get everybody excited, and just to offer a fresh perspective and new things. And Christy, who's been running the shows the last several years, has done a great job. And Char's bringing a new, fresh perspective. So I'm very, very happy to have, our names intertwined and working together. So I just wanted to say that.
And Christy had been, because I've worked with her the last few times, and yes, absolutely, 100% wonderful. I didn't want to mention every time I pee, I'd see it as well. But I'm glad you're able to fit that in.
Got your phone in your hand, and you take your phone wherever you go.
I want to get the basics out of the way here. Once again, this is at the Minneapolis Airport Marriott. It is this Saturday, this Sunday. And the time for this, both days, Char, is 9 to 5, correct?
Correct.
Now, there's how can people join us this weekend in terms of getting tickets and all that good stuff?
Well, to get tickets for Maria's classes, which she'll talk about in a little bit, you need to get a pass from her. So you can go to mariashaw.com to get them, or you can also go to charvinityfairs.com. I added the link there for them too. So there's 2 places that you can get them. And that will get you into her classes and lectures, which are, I can't express enough how much you're going to learn in these classes. And the Psychic and Healing Fair, we're kind of like 2 events kind of combined together. So the Psychic and Healing Fair is $10 to get in, and then you get in to see all the readers and healers and shopping and all that stuff. And you can pay that at the door. That's totally fine. If you go to the event on Facebook, you'll see all of the readers and healers that will be there. And if you find somebody that you really want to connect with, most of them all have their pre-booking information on there, and what you can do, pre-book with them and save your spot, which is a fantastic idea because they do fill up fast.
I'm getting the feeling that it's going to be a healthy attendance, and I don't want to say that to scare anyone away, because you need to come out here regardless, but you do want to also make sure, take a look to see who's going to be there. There's some, I mean, not some, they're all amazing. All the practitioners are amazing, many of them that I know myself. And this is a great opportunity to be able to meet so many people under one roof and get that, whether that's healing, reading, whatever you want, that you can get it all right there. And then plus, Maria, with your classes, can you talk a little bit about those, please?
Oh, sure. And also I want to mention that the Tucson Gem Show was going on earlier this month. And we're going to be bringing Minnesota, we'll see the first of it, tons of gems and crystals from the show. Some of the newest stones that have never been shown at the shows before. But my first class is going to be on Saturday. I believe it's at 10 a.m. And it's going to be on predictions for the 2024. But specifically, I call this class Dates with Destiny, because I'm going to take from this Saturday all the way to the end of the year, specific dates that people need to know when wonderful things could happen, when challenges could happen, so they can avoid those. And specifically, I'm going to talk about the millionaire year. We have an aspect, an astrological aspect, that will only come around every 84 years. And it's happening this spring. And I'm going to give specific periods and dates when a majority of, and there'll be people in the audience that will become millionaires under this aspect. And there'll be people that may go bankrupt. So we're going to talk about what this aspect is in layman's terms, how you can activate it, and specific dates. We'll talk about what the summer holds, the eclipses, the Mercury retrograde. So this is going to be a pretty detailed class. You can record it, but you definitely will want to take notes. In the afternoon, I'm going to be speaking on Lilith Unleashed, the Black Moon Lilith. And she is a point in our astrology charts that if she's out of control, your Lilith will show. And she is a point in our charts where we have unbridled passion and emotion, and we can really create a lot of hell for ourselves if we don't keep her in check. She's unleashed right now in the sign of Virgo until June 29th. We're going to talk about how that affects all of us. But the basic message with this next couple months with Lilith is what part of your life are you not going to take anymore? How are you going to stand up? Who are you going to stand up to? How have you been pushed too far? And we're going to tell you how to effectively work with Lilith, who she is, what she stands for, and how to use her wisely, and how to not, I'm going to give you specific dates when she could get out of control. Some of you have already been feeling this welling up inside of you. Yeah, especially the Virgos. But it's going to be an interesting class for all signs. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be doing my Crossing Over Gallery, which is one of our most popular events, where I channel messages from the other side. And I've asked a couple of our wonderful readers to sit in with us so you can see their skills and talents as well. And that's going to be Sunday morning. You can buy a one-day pass for $49, or you can buy the whole two-day pass for only $59 and get all those 3 classes. And again, you can get those at mariashaw.com. But in addition, in around those classes, we're also having some free classes. So you can be busy all day with getting readings, with shopping, with getting healing, with coming to see some of our wonderful speakers as well. And our speakers, the topics this year are fantastic. These topics are going to be speaking on could be like just standalone 3-hour master classes, but you're going to get some previews, maybe 15 minutes, half hour of, so many different topics. And I'll let Char talk about that since she organized that part, but I'm really excited.
I just want to throw in real fast too, the when you're talking about the classes, Maria, and having done a number of these fairs and being a part of them, from my point of view, I only hear over and over and over again how, like, the manifesting class that you've done, how other financial classes that you've done, how all these things have really helped a lot of people. So this is really something that, if this interests you, and I don't see why it wouldn't, this is something that you would want to do because it really is a great approach, and kind of be able to understand maybe your lay of land too, a little bit of how you can maybe reach some of these goals that you want to reach, as well as the crossing over gallery. It is truly beautiful, and I have to say that I always, every time that you talk about it, Maria, I have to talk about how it truly is an amazing part of already a jam-packed weekend.
It's very healing. So a lot of times when people come to the crossing over gallery, you never know who's going to come through. Maybe they're there to hopefully hear from their deceased father, but maybe somebody else comes through. Sometimes we'll have pets come through. Sometimes we'll have a whole family come through. And there's usually a couple people that will have like 3 or 4 messages. So you just never know. I just go in there with an open mind. I would ask the members, the attendees, to go with an open mind and open heart, and it's a very healing. And sometimes people don't get a message, but it's healing to listen to the other people as well. So
it really is. I think that's one of the things that I got out of it. I've never really asked for anyone to come through for me, but I still get overwhelmed emotionally when I hear the messages that are coming through for everybody else. And this is I'm just excited to talk about this. Why don't we go ahead and do this? What I'd like to do right now is I'd like to go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the other classes that Char had been putting together as well. There's a lot going on, astrologically speaking, that we're going to talk about this hour as well. Plus, put your questions in the chat. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
Flare at the crossroad, guarded by the maiden mother crone. A treasure trove of spells galore, discover incense, books, jewelry, and more. Just as the oracles foretold, this is where your mystery unfolds. As the shadows creep and the veil gets thin, do not fear what lies within. Magus Books is where your journey begins. Visit us at 1848 Central Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis, or online at magusbooks.com.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
Twin Twin Cities Pagan Pride is thrilled to host Paganicon 2024, March 15th through the 17th at Crown Plaza, Minneapolis West Hotel. Come to Paganicon to experience deep community where people gather to learn, socialize, and get inspired. Check out all the featured guests and lists of activity at tcpaganpride.org. Paganicon is a pagan conference offering workshops, panels, discussions, social space, music, a ball, vendors, and much more. Paganicon is an educational and social venue for pagans, Wiccans, heathens, druids, people of other folk, craft, indigenous, and magical traditions. Come to Paganicon to experience deep community where people gather to learn, socialize, and get inspired. Paganicon is a safe place, not only to be yourself, but to meet other like-minded individuals. You can find more details and register today at tcpaganpride.org. Click on Paganicon. That's tcpaganpride.
You know, we're getting a lot of people in the comments who are kind of excited about the event this weekend. Just read a couple things here real fast. I think it's funny. Chuck says that he'd love to show up, but Greg wouldn't pay for my Uber from New York. I'm not sure what that means, Chuck. I would not pay for anything. And I had a brain freeze here for a second, Maria. I thought that you had, for some reason, lived in New York, and I just remembered the reason why I think that, because we had talked about when last time we spoke, you were in New York just around Christmas time.
Yeah, I'm in New York a lot, like every other month, and I have a little condo that I always rent there. So people sometimes think I'm from New York City, but I'm from New Orleans. I'm stuck here in the deep South right now.
Well,
where it's going to be 80 degrees this week.
Well, and I suppose that makes sense that, you call yourself the French Quarter medium. I suppose when you actually stop and actually think about it, which I clearly didn't, that is kind of what that's all about. So we are talking about the big event this weekend. It is the Charvinity Psychic Healing Fair this weekend, Saturday the 24th and the 25th at the Minneapolis Airport Marriott. And featured guest, of course, is Maria Shaw. We've talked a little bit about the classes that Maria is offering. And if you want to sign up for those classes as well, you go to mariashaw.com. Am I correct with that, Char?
Yes.
And then what are the other classes that Maria was alluding to last segment?
So we have some really great things happening as well. So on Saturday, actually in the afternoon at 1 p.m., we have an amazing radio show host that is joining us, Mr. Greg Bakun. We'll be spearheading a Q&A with our practitioners. So if you want to learn a little bit more about them, you're not sure what exactly it is that they're doing, all of them will be available. Whoever is available to join Greg at that time, you can go up and they'll do a Q&A session, introduce themselves, kind of give everybody a little insight on who they are and what they're doing, especially since we have a lot of new faces coming. So it'll be nice to kind of have them have their moment to be able to chat a little bit. And then on Sunday at noon, we have Reverend Cindy. And if you have not gotten a tarot reading with Reverend Cindy, buckle up, sit down, and do it, because it's straightforward to the point and it is a lot of information. But she's going to talk about past life lovers and friends and how they're affecting your current incarnation. And so you don't want to miss that. That's going to be super fascinating to listen to. And then at 1 o'clock, we have Loving Yourself, which is presented by Darcy, who is one of our healers. She's going to share many ways to show love and compassion for yourself. And she's also going to offer a group meditation. So that's going to be awesome. And then at 2 p.m., one of our new vendors this time, Meg Bartlett, she's going to talk about activating the alchemy of your dreams. And Meg is dream interpretation along with nightmare interpretation. So she's really good at helping you figure out what your dreams mean. And so definitely check out what she has to say, and definitely go check out Meg at the fair and sign up with her, because I know Meg personally. I've gotten to know her, and she's just fascinating to listen to when it comes to dreams. So we have that. And then at 3:30, Dr. Mary Newstrom is going to do the True Love Confessions, and she's going to discover what your angels and guides really think of you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to say that Meg has been on the show before, and we've had a very unique and pretty incredible conversation. So based on that, I think folks, you're in for a great weekend. Lots going on over the course of 2 days. That's exciting. That's really cool. Nice job.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really excited. And I just want to add too that when you come to Maria's events, or even if you just sign up for her newsletter on her website, that's how I started learning about astrology, was following Maria, because she was somebody I found that made it simple to understand. And that just makes it so much better, because astrology is a huge, huge topic with a lot going on. So she breaks it down so easy for you to understand. And that's what makes it so good to come to these fairs and get this information. And her crossing over gallery is by far one of the best things I've ever seen. And sometimes I'm up there with you and you're just going and going and going. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be doing this with you. And I forget, because I'm just so thrilled with all the stuff that's coming through for you and how all the messages are coming through. I get caught up in like the audience, and I forget that I'm up there trying to do the same thing. Because it's so wonderful. And there are so many great messages that come through. So I just highly recommend it on so many levels. And I always have, even before I became a part of this.
Yeah,
Glad to have you, because Char sits in with us too, and she's a very good medium, and it's amazing some of the things that we all pick up. I mean, and I believe whoever's there, whatever they're supposed to hear is the message they get. Some people were drugged there. Some of the husbands don't want to be there. Some of the friends come, and then they get a message they were supposed to be there that day.
Right.
Is that something? Now, Joanne sends this message comment. She said, Char, did Greg tell you? I said you should read storybooks because your voice is so pretty.
Oh, that's so sweet. I hate my voice.
Most people on radio do, but you do have a beautiful voice. You should take some extra, if you have extra time, do audiobooks.
Yeah.
Well, no, thank you. I'll add that to the list.
I love it though. Oh, thank you. I hate my voice.
Well, I think everybody kind of has that moment where they feel like, oh, I sound so weird when I listen back to myself. And that's kind of, I guess I don't know.
I've been in radio since I was 18. I still don't like my voice. No.
Well, it's always interesting how it's it's inside your mind, because clearly we wouldn't be doing this if no one liked our voice, if everyone thought about our voice the way we think of our voice.
Yeah, that's
right.
True.
So that's my little bit of sunshine for the day. So we were talking about.
Well, thank you though. I appreciate that. That was sweet.
So Joanne, yes, now I have told Char that. So that's done. I can cross that off my list. And then Linda Judd says that I just read that 2024 is the Wood Dragon year.
Yes, 2024 Chinese New Year is the year of the dragon, and it is a very lucky year for most of the Chinese astrology signs, because it is also a year of money, power, and abundance. So a lot of people are going to be very lucky this year.
I want to ask you a question, because this is something I've been struggling with. Last year was a pretty dire year for me. I decided to really kind of try to hone in my own manifesting. I've decided to kind of change my outlook. And so I'm looking at, and I think it's working. I think it's working very well. The word I try to get away from, though, when it comes to that, is the word luck. Is the word luck okay to use? Because I like to use the word for myself. I like to use the word blessed. And I'm just curious your thoughts on it, because to me, luck means I'm no longer in control, where I feel if I'm using like blessed, that I am actually able, that because this is how it's supposed to be, and I'm creating my own outcome.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it. I am lucky. I am blessed. I am abundant. Yes. Words, thoughts and words have energy. So how you say things is what you can attract. So that's a good way to look at it, Greg.
Yeah. I have my moments, and this was it. This is it till May. So let's talk a little bit about astrology and universe. I said right before we went on the air. I said, what else are we going to talk about? And not thinking a lot. And then Maria just like kind of like, I don't want to use the word vomit, but just kind of spewed a lot of stuff at me at once. And I just kind of, I didn't know what to do, and I was hitting the wrong buttons and stuff. So what were we talking about here? Because there is a lot going on, and something actually you said that only happens once every 2 years.
Yes, and it actually happens tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
That's why it was urgent to talk about. Why I was so excited. Tomorrow, later in the day, and Thursday, depending on what time zone you're in, we have the two lovers, Venus and Mars, conjunct. This only happens about every 2 years or so. And when they conjunct in the sky, when they meet up in the sky at the exact same moment, the exact same degree, and the exact same sign, it is the best time in 2 years to attract a lover.
Wow.
A relationship. But not just usually any relationship, a very special relationship. Venus is the feminine energy, Mars is the male energy, passion, love, etc. And very seldom do they conjoin at the same time. So we will see the best time to manifest a relationship in the next 2 days. So I would urge everybody that's single to make up their list and to use this time and make sure that you get out and about and see what the universe draws to you. If you're married or if you're attached, this is a wonderful time to take that relationship to the next level, to grow more deeper, more bonded, more closer. Sometimes Venus also has to do with money. So it could be an abundant time for a lot of people as well. But just know that this is a special moment that we only have every 2 years. The universe is working with us. Because Mars and Venus is in the sign of Aquarius rather than a different sign, Aquarius rules humanitarian spirituality. This is a very good time for couples to come together that are very karmic in nature, that are destined to be together to help humanity in some way. They might have a spiritual purpose, and by coming together, they're working together, spiritually. And we can take this a step further and say, okay, yeah, it's about love and romance, but also partnerships can be very important. And, Char and I are working together within days of this event. So I think that we're supposed to work, together to bring more spirituality out to the world, to serve mankind, so to speak. So I want to look at that in a perspective that will suit everybody in some way, but it really is good for love.
Can you use that also for people that you may be not getting along with, or that you're arguing with, that this is a time that you could try to like put it out there, manifest like amends or something like that? Or is that kind of the wrong sort of use of this?
We certainly could. Anytime that there's a conjunction of Mars and Venus, we can use it for the positive, for the good. This particular one, because it's right at that degree, is more about you manifesting true love, but you certainly can use that energy for that. And then just a couple days later, we have the full moon in Virgo. So if there are people that are blocked to finding love or to manifesting and to opening their heart to it, the full moon in Virgo is very good for healing, but full moons are good for releasing things. So this is also a good time to release those traumas, those blocks, those wounds, those hurts. And also a good time, if you are having problems with people, to release some of that energy during this weekend. So yes, you can continue to use that energy through the weekend.
There are people that I am seeing watching tonight who, when we bring on psychics to do one question readings, they're asking the question, when am I going to find my person? When I'm going to do that? So here is something, and this is something I always talk about, and I'm going to get on my soapbox again for a second, if it's all right. And that is the idea of like what you're doing right now, Maria, and what you do, Char. You're giving people free information about how to make their lives better. And the other side of it, though, is that people need to put in the work to actually make it happen. You can't, there isn't this like magic wand that will make it better. You have just given, Maria, exactly the best time to get what you want. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for a relationship, this is the time to do it. Put in the work.
That's correct. And I think a lot of people, I did a reading for a gal about a month ago, and she had gotten divorced, and her ex-husband has already became engaged. And about before that, I had a reading for me several months before that. And I told her that this spring would be the best time for her to meet someone. She said, well, I haven't met anybody, but he's already engaged. And I said, are you getting out to meet anybody? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you online? Are you doing anything? She said, well, no, I've got 3 kids to raise. I work full time. I got custody of the kids. I don't go anywhere. And I said, well, then you're going to miss out on the opportunity. He's obviously taking the opportunities to get out there because he has the time and the resources to do so. But if you're going to sit home, you may miss out on the opportunities. So I think maybe you find a babysitter. Maybe you let him take the kids on a weekend. She said, well, I thought that it would just happen, that the guy would just come to me. And I said, that's not the way the universe works. Sometimes it can, but you have to do the work. So the planets are in alignment. But if you just sit back, you might just have a really nice day. But if you push it and you go somewhere and you do something, you ask someone out, you can have a fabulous new relationship under these aspects. And that's the other part of my Dates with Destiny class that I'm talking about on Saturday. That's a paid class. I'm going to give you specific dates between now and the end of the year, much like this, but for money and for growth and for spiritual growth. So, it's not just this day, but this is a really, really good day for love.
Absolutely. And that's another great example too, that you have you're going to be giving these dates out in this class, but that's just part of the work. You're hearing the dates. Now you have to not you, of course, but the people in the class, they have to follow through, do the work to be able to reap any kind of benefit from it as well.
Knowledge is power.
Truly is. Yes, Char.
I always tell everybody, you have to co-conspire with the universe. You have to work together. And I always tell people when I talk about manifesting that I always think of the universe as kind of like Alexa. Like you can say, Alexa, play me music, and she'll just play whatever. And you're like, no, not that. No, not that. Skip that. And so when you're talking to the universe, tell it exactly what you want. You go to buy a new car and you have this list of all the details you want in the car. But why don't you do that for the things you want in your life? Happiness or love or other stuff. It's okay to put that list out there.
It totally is. Now, Linda had put in the comments, she's like, what is the possibility? This is a new catchphrase. I think it's one of the greatest questions of all time is what is the possibility? Because you have endless possibilities.
Yeah, make the manager your manager. Make the universe your manager is what I meant to say. And if you're going to make the universe your manager and you're going to give the universe, an idea or work to do and say, okay, this is what I want, universe, bring this to me. Then don't try to micromanage. Don't try to figure out how am I going to get this done? How am I going to meet somebody? Put it out there, put yourself out there, and let the universe bring it to you. Let the universe do its job. We get in our own way a lot because we're overanalyzing, we're overthinking. What do I need to do? Oh, am I doing this right? You've asked the universe, now allow it to happen. I was just on Echo Bodine's show about an hour ago, and she said that she was listening to the universe, and she was telling a story about how she wanted to meet somebody. She wasn't meeting anybody. And the universe said, go to this grocery store. She heard it in her head. So she didn't need any groceries, but she went to the grocery store and she met a man, and she was in a 5-year relationship with him, but she listened and the universe sent her. And it was funny because she needed to make a call. And this is back when they had payphones. And she said, I don't need to make the call right now. I can wait till I get home. But the universe said, no, go to the payphone. She listened. The man was standing at the payphone, going to make a call. And he handed her the phone first. And then they started a conversation.
I love it.
Cool story.
And I mean, it's so important to listen. And before I go to break here, the one thing I'm a big Paul McCartney fan. I'm a big Beatles fan. And the one when you're talking about Venus and Mars, there is a Paul McCartney song, and one of the lyrics is Venus and Mars are all right tonight. And I can't help but think that definitely had a part in him writing that. He's a very romantic sort of person. So we have that. Why don't we go ahead? Let's take our next break. When we come back, let's keep talking about this event. Let's talk about everything else that's going on, as well as any other questions you want to put in the chat. It's your time to do so. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
With MetamorphosisConnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
Twin Cities Pagan Pride is thrilled to host Pagonicon 2024, March 15th through the 17th at the Crown Plaza, Minneapolis West Hotel. Come to Pagonicon to experience deep community where people gather to learn, socialize, and get inspired. This year at Pagonicon, you'll be able to see such notable guests as New Orleans writer and spirit woman Moia Humani, Beverly Smith, also known as Dr. Beverly, Cree storyteller and medicine woman Daffy Fuyak, and Chief Arvo Looking Horse. Friday night, join us for a concert with music storyteller Michael Charette, also known as Laughing Fox. Special music guest Wendy Rule, plus an Equinox Ball Saturday night with music from Spiral Rhythm. Pagonicon is March 15th through the 17th at the Crown Plaza Minneapolis West Hotel. You can find more details and register today at tcpaganpride.org. Click on Pagonicon. That's tcpaganpride.org. Pagonicon 2024, March 15th through the 17th.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 24, then Wednesday sunshine with a high of 45.
Vinaigrette can add the perfect complement to your next home-cooked meal. Taste test their wide selection of oils and vinegars, and they'll bottle it for you right on the spot. Vinaigrette is located at 50th and Xerxes in South Minneapolis.
And join us tomorrow on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun. We're going to have on for our third time because we're going through each of her books. Author Lynn Monet, she returns tomorrow, and it's the second time this week. We're going to talk about her book, Colors of Heavens, Beginnings Never End. And I promise, folks, the last two times that she's been on, we've been talking about maybe some darker stuff. This is meant to be a lot more beautiful, a lot more enjoyable in terms of, and brighter. So really excited about that. And, she has a lot of great stuff to talk about. So if you want to, I think Adam is going to be in tomorrow. So if you want to call in and talk with her, you're able to do so. Would love to have you be a part of it. We are talking with Maria Shaw and Char Savoie. We're talking about their big event this weekend, Charvinity Psychic Healing Fair at the Minneapolis Airport Marriott. That's this Saturday and Sunday. And, Char, are you ready for this? Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. And like I said, there's so many new faces that are going to be there. So I'm just so excited. I really am. And I think it's pretty apparent because I blasted it everywhere I think I possibly could. So, but we do have one more thing is we have the first 25 people on Saturday and the first 25 people on Sunday. We have little goodie bags that all of the practitioners are putting something in there for you. So it's just going to be a bag of all kinds of good stuff. I'm not even sure what everybody's bringing yet, but I'm so excited about some of the things I've been hearing already. So get there early to make sure you get one of those bags, and there may be a few other surprises.
Well, I know that I am going to be donating some business cards. Oh, wait, that's not as cool as what I thought in my head it sounded like. So never mind. But no, I think it's going to be It's really going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it, and there is so much, and I got to get myself ready. I have all this stuff I want to bring, set up my little table and stuff. Actually, it's your table, Char, but you know what I mean, and kind of get all that ready to go, and hopefully meet some people. And folks, if you come out and you heard about it through our show, please let them know. You're not going to get a discount. That's not what we're angling here, but I would just like people, or I'd like Maria and Char to know that being on this show and talking about it a lot actually pays off. So if you think about it, please let them know. I'd really appreciate that.
Good for marketing purposes. Yeah.
For marketing purposes, because then we can charge them, $10,000 every time they appear on my show going forward. Seems to be fair. Now, I do want to say, kind of moving away from the event real fast, Char, I haven't had you on the program since you opened your space in Anoka, and I'm wondering if you would just talk about that a little bit, please.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I have joined the newest metaphysical shop in Anoka called Divine Lights, and I have this amazing, beautiful space downstairs. It used to be a yoga studio. It's just huge. And so I can do all my classes in there on my healings and readings and events and all kinds of stuff. So I'm really excited about that. And I've put up a ton of classes, and I've been keeping very busy.
I've been to this space. It is so beautiful. You did a lot of work. I know your friend, wow, our friend Kyle helped a little bit with stuff as well. That was really cool to see, and that was a nice transformation. And you got that done in like minutes, getting that all ready to go. Where it just like for me to clean a room in my house, it's taken like 3 years, and that's just kind of how it is. So I don't know.
Virgos are the best cleaners.
I don't know.
Best organizers, and they're the best suitcase packers too.
I don't know how you do it. I really don't. It boggles my mind in a good way of like just hearing how organized you are about stuff, and it just like your work area where you had everything like in little containers and stuff. It just like the person who's like wants to be organized, such as myself, I applaud it. I just know that that's not my existence at least at the moment. So
it's easier to be over the top organized than to not be as a Virgo.
I bet it is. To kind of bring it back full circle, there's been a lot of changes also for you, Char. A lot of good opportunities, a lot of good things that you've made happen. I mean, that's manifesting, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've manifested a lot of things, and sometimes I just put it out there, maybe not with a whole, like just whatever comes my way blessing wise, and I'm not sure what that is. And I have to say, I didn't see this coming. But Maria, if you remember, today actually marks the 2-year anniversary of when I asked you to be my guest on the show. And we did our first, it showed up in my memories today. So this is when I interviewed you and Joe on the show 2 years ago. And by no means did I imagine we'd be here 2 years later doing this. So that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I didn't remember what month it was. I remember being on because Greg was not here that weekend. Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, 2 years flew by, didn't it? But look where we are now. You never know what connections you're going to make. Something can start out and seem like, oh, that was nice. And then 2 years later, here we are.
Yeah.
It just goes to show me putting my desire to travel before actually doing the show first really worked out for everybody.
Such an unselfish act. Yeah. Do you remember where you were 2 years ago today? Where were you traveling?
I was in Virginia at the Octagon Mansion, not the Octagon Hall, but the Octagon Mansion in Whitville, Virginia, and it's a big Civil War museum in a mansion. And a friend of mine, John B. Cushman, and his wife Debbie, they run this place, and it's very haunted. So I was there with my friend Christy, and we were investigating. And that night we did a live from there because we had the place to ourselves. entirely. And
Wow.
it just, I mean, it is really quite the place. Just as, I mean, and everything that's in this museum is his. It's not like he has it on loan from other places. This is all his stuff. And it's just, if you're a fan of, or a historian, if you will, of the Civil War, this is quite the place.
Wow. Well, that's good. I'm
Yeah.
glad you remember that. And thank you again for being so for being so selfless.
Well, I remember
Brought me and Char together.
I listened to the show I listened to it live. I don't know, Char, if I ever told you I listened to the show live.
You're checking it
that
out.
day. Yeah, I mean, it's, my thing. And I just look at Chris and like, I got to get back home.
Was that bad? No.
Oh, she was the opposite. I'm like,
Or that good? You
yeah,
take your
no, the
job.
opposite. And I was like, I gotta get back home. She's gonna take it from me. So
Well, I just want to say thank you to both of you, because you two have been so supportive and believing in me and allowing me to grow and do things I never thought I could. So thank you to both of you. You both mean a lot to me, and your support means a lot.
That is so sweet. Thank you.
such a big thank you circle at the moment. I love it.
Lots of gratitude tonight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gratitude circle. Now, Linda asks the serious questions. Do you have a GhostBox Radio mug for sale?
Oh.
No. So next question. Because it would be smart to have something even to give away, like at events like this weekend, and that's what we call marketing, and I don't have any of that. So I've many a times I've tried to put something together, and then I just it's like kind of those squirrel moments. It's like, what's over there?
I know a Virgo that might be able to help you.
She has tried. She has tried. She's just like, she's literally like, here are the people I deal with. This is their names. This is, just like short of actually like designing them. She's just like this.
See, you got to do the work.
You got to do the work.
Manifesting it. You were presented with the information. You got to do the work.
My life's in phases, and I'm working through it. I'm working down. This show's about you two, not me. What's this all about? Yeah, this. Let's see here. Anything interesting? Carol says, "How exciting! My daughter just added me to your new place on Facebook. We're looking forward to going there. I'm thinking she's meaning Divine Lights, and so that's exciting. Let's see. What does Linda say? Linda says." That's interesting. That part of manifesting is living into manifestation. A concept that I still wonder about. I mean, I it's interesting, actually, in my opinion, when someone's like, oh, I kind of wonder about manifestation. I kind of was there too. And I don't know if I might be skewing what Linda's thinking here, but my thought is, it's like, if you are questioning whether or not this works or not, and that's holding you back, there's no reason to be held back. There is no harm in putting forth the energy and the effort.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Back in 2015 or 16, I questioned if all this stuff could work, and then I know miracles can happen. I started manifesting the house that I'm in, that I shouldn't be in, but I am in, and it's a $1.5 million home, and I have no business being here financially, but I manifested it. And I was turned down by every single bank in New Orleans, and I called my banker about 8 months before. I've been looking at this house that I'm in right now for probably about a good 10 months. And on Labor Day, earlier in the year, I had printed off the tax receipt and crossed the lady's name out that owned it, put my name in it. And then I started manifesting every single day. I would visualize myself in here. I would hold an emotion to it for 66 seconds, a happy emotion. I would see myself in it. And on Halloween night, we were all in Salem, Massachusetts, a bunch of my friends, and we stood in a little circle and we held hands and we manifested. And they all said, I love and support you. And I just knew I was going to get this house. So I was standing at a TJ Maxx in Tallahassee, and my banker called me from 8 months ago and said, how much you need? I just got promoted to vice president of the bank. And I said, I'm going to need like 1.2 million. And I got to sell my other house. He said, as long as you're doing okay financially, I'll give you this money. You come down and see me. I called my realtor and she said, this is a gift from God. I said, you talk to him. I made the manifestation. I wanted to move in here before December 21st, before Christmas. And I was in here December 21st.
That's incredible. And that's Cynthia says that Maria, that's very powerful. I just thinking to myself how it's interesting. My house is worth 1.6 million as it happens. So I did not that it's a competition, but no, my house isn't.
You can manifest anything. I mean, I've never would in my wildest years would have ever. I mean, I didn't qualify. I didn't even qualify for a $500,000 home. Because all the banks, one banker said she don't even qualify for a $500,000, told my realtor. And out of the blue, he called me and said, I'll give you whatever you want. I was promoted to vice president. You see how the universe works?
Yep.
But I had to sell my other house in order to be able to pay a big chunk down. So I was able to actually sold two homes, a vacation home and another home, and was able, but I still had a monthly payment. That's okay. I worked for it, and the universe brought me the work. So I believe anything is possible. Anything. I was 14 years old, had a big crush on a country music singer. And I kept praying to God, please let me marry this country music singer, please. And then I got so frustrated when I was 17 years old. And I said, all right, God, if you're not going to let me marry this country music singer, at least let me see what he kisses like. Lo and behold, I had a date with him and I got to kiss him years later. I'm not going to say who it is. Wow. It was a big star.
I was going to say, would we know who it is?
Yeah, you would know. I'm not going to say who it is on the air. It'll be in my autobiography. But I'm just saying, even as a child, I was manifesting and didn't even know that I just thought I was praying, and he was my big crush. And then I was able to meet him over several other years. And I won't go into the whole story. It'll be in the book. But I believe anybody can get anything if it's for your highest good. And if you're meant to have it, you work with the universe and let the universe do its job. You're hiring the universe to be your manager. Let the manager do its job.
Absolutely. Now, and as Linda says, thanks, Maria, for sharing the steps of your manifestation. And that is kind of, if we can come full circle here, you want to learn more, this is the weekend to do so. You can go over to the Minneapolis Airport Marriott for the Charvinity Psychic Healing Fair that's featuring Maria Shaw. You can go to mariashaw.com to sign up for her classes. You also can go over to Charvinity Fairs and be able to see what's going on for the whole weekend. Maria and Char, thank you so very much. This has been so much fun, and I really hope nothing but success for both of you this weekend.
Thank you. We'll see you there too.
You sure will. Like a bad penny, you can't get rid of me. All right. Anyway, I don't know what that means, but we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking with Lynn Monet. We're going to be talking about the colors of heaven. Everyone, have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, Matt McNeil here. You're listening to the best progressive radio in Minnesota.
All right.
Thank you. I'll see you guys on Saturday.
All right.
I'll be in touch, Char. I'll be in touch. Okay, thanks.
All right, bye.
I don't know what's going on. I could not launch one commercial correctly. I'm watching.
You're still live.